Welcome to the video tutorial for managing St. James's Fairmount Anglican Church website, designed and presented to you by Full Web Solutions. In this tutorial, we'll go over the various steps involved in making changes to the website, changes such as text over here, pictures, titles, buttons, and more pictures and text. All the steps involve making changes to the website via a secure backend page. In order to be able to perform these changes, you will require a secure username and password, which will be supplied to you through email from Full Web Solutions. Make sure you do not share this personal username and password and save it for your future use. Okay, to begin with the tutorial, we'll go over the step in logging in. So when you're loaded, when you've loaded up the website, to get to the secure login page, simply scroll to the bottom of the website to the footer and find the word St. James's Fairmount. That's where a hidden link is there for you to use in order to log in. So once you click on that, that's going to open the login page for yourself. Uh, as mentioned, enter your username and your password and click on login. Once you log in to the website, you will be presented with the dashboard, which is an indication that you are at the back end of the website. So, a couple of words being thrown around here. Uh, Two words most important right now: front end and back end. So, this is the front end of the website that everybody sees, including your website visitors. This is the back end of the website that only the website administrators see. And you need a username and a password to be able to access the back end. Okay, so once you've logged into the website and you're at the back end, to make changes to the website, simply flip over to the front end. So to do that, go back to the front end by hovering your mouse over the home uh, name over here, St. James Fairmount, and click on Visit Site. Now you can see, because you've logged in, you will have an extra black designer bar on the very top with your name over there on the far right, an indication that you have logged into the website as an administrator, as opposed to initially where that black bar did not exist at the top. Okay, so to make a change, as an example, suppose we wanted to make a change to this text over here, and we wanted to add this section as a second paragraph. We wanted to leave some space between the first paragraph and the second paragraph, as an example. So to make any change on any page, you have to visit that page first, which we have in this case. And then the next step is you have to enable the visual builder. Just click on that, give it a few seconds. You will be greeted with this DV builder greeting. All you do is click on start building. That greeting only shows up for the very first time. So now you will start seeing a couple of different things on the website. As you hover your mouse over, you'll see some black boxes, you'll see some green boxes, and you'll see some blue boxes. It's very important to differentiate between the three. For the sake of keeping things simple, always use the black box. So, in order to make the change on this paragraph, I am going to click on the gear button for this black box. Every element has its own black box. So for this one over here, I'm going to click on this gear button, and you'll be able to see that same paragraph. So as an example, as mentioned, we'd like to move this line, these few lines into a new paragraph. So just like you would in Microsoft Word, I would simply press enter, and then I'll move this on the side. As you can see, the change has been made. Uh, and then once you accept the change, all you do is click on the green checkbox. Now you can see the change has been made. And then just like everything on computers, you have to save your work. To do that, simply click on the purple circle with the three dots in the bottom. Once you click on that, that opens up your save button on the bottom right. Click on save. Now that that is saved and you finish making all your changes, make sure to exit the Visual Builder. Once you exit the Visual Builder and you go back to the page as a visitor, you can see this is on a new paragraph. Okay, to summarize the steps into 5 steps. Number one, visit the page where you want to make the change, which in this case is the home page. Number two, enable the Visual Builder. Give it a few seconds to load. Now you can see the various boxes and the buttons and the lines. Step number three, click on the gear button for the element you want to make a change to. In this case, it's the black uh, gear button. So that's step number three. Step number four, make the change you want. So in this case, I'm just going to remove the spacing. I'm going to recombine the two paragraphs into one as my change. It could be anything at this point. You could add your own words. So, and then accept it. And step number five, which is the last step, is make sure you save your work and exit the Visual Builder. There you have it. You've made the change back to what it was before. Uh, let's go ahead and change the title, for example. Same thing. Go to the page where you want to make the change. Click on the Enable Visual Builder. Go to the section you want to change. Hover your mouse over it. In this case, you can see the black line. So the gear button for that is over here. And you can see over here, suppose I want to add some dots after it as an example. Dot, dot, dot. Accept. Save your work. And exit. You can see the change has been made. I am going to undo the change. I'm going to enable the Visual Builder. I am going over this gear button for the black. Be a little mindful not to go to the gear button for the green or the blue. Always go to the black. And then I'm going to remove the three dots. Now, as an added note, uh, you don't have to exit the Visual Builder every time you make a change. Suppose you have 5 changes to make or more than one. You can simply, after making the first change, go to the second change and the third change. And once all your changes have been made, that's when you exit the Visual Builder. Before you, before that, you got to save your work. Okay. So the next thing we got to do is we showing you an example of changing the picture. So suppose we want to change a picture for this. As you can see, when I take my mouse over this, it's got its own gear button. So click on that. Here's the picture. Click on the picture. Now I can add a new picture by selecting file and uploading it from my computer, or I can simply change the tab from upload files to media library, and I can use one of the previously used pictures. So as an example, I am going to use the picture of the church. So once it's got a checkbox, the blue checkbox, click on upload an image. You can see the picture has changed. As always, click on the green checkbox. Make sure you save your work and you exit. So as you can see, the picture has been changed. So I'm going to make another change by changing the picture back to the original picture. On the black settings gear button, click on that, go to the media library, find the picture. There's more pictures here, so you can keep on loading more and load more. There it is. Upload an image, accept it, save, and I would exit the visual builder. I'm gonna remain in the visual builder to discuss the next change. So suppose I want to change the button text or the color or the link to the button. So go to the button, click on the gear button. Over here, you can see, gonna move this a little bit on the left. You can see the text as it says text. Uh, so I'm going to say learn more. You can change the link over here. You can manually type the URL, or you can link it to another page, and you can change that to the history page or the worship page or whatever you may have. You would change it there, and then to change the color of the button, simply go to the design tab and go to button, and as you can see, color is over here. Suppose I want to change it to orange or red or black or purple. Or if you wanted more colors, you can click on the three dots here and you've got a lot more options. Suppose you want to add a border to your button. You can add a border, change the color of the border. Suppose you want to make the button curved ends, you do that, and lots of different things you can do. And once you make all the changes you want, simply click on the checkbox, save your work, and exit the visual builder. For the sake of this exercise, I'm just going to exit out of this without making these changes. So everything remains the same. And then I'm going to exit the visual builder. So this is an example where if you forget to save your work, and you just simply go to exit visual builder, just like any Word document, you get a prompt asking if you'd like to save your work. You can just save and exit in that case, so you don't forget saving your work. So there you have it. We went over changing the text. We went over changing the title. We went over changing the image. We went over changing the button. Uh, Pretty much can use the same for any of the changes you want to make. Any change you cannot make will require, as mentioned previously, a professional web designer that may have more editing knowledge and rights. One final thing to discuss is the events, and we've got an events calendar page that has the calendar. This calendar is tied to a Google Calendar, simply to keep things simple. This events calendar also displays on the homepage under the upcoming events. Uh, you would see events up to a week out over here. If people want to see more, they can simply click on View Calendar, which would take them to the same page as it would by clicking on the Events Calendar. This button over here, Edit Calendar, uh, will give you the settings of how the calendar displays. I would highly recommend not changing any of this because everything has been set up right, uh, which brings the question, how do you add entries to the calendar? So to do that, all you have to do is go to the Google Calendar website, which is completely separate from your website. It's a private calendar that you would have. You can set this up on your phone. This is where it is. Uh, Details about logging into this Google Calendar will also be sent via email from Full Web Solutions. This calendar can simply be used on your phone. You can simply add events straight from your phone without having to log into your website, just to keep things simple. The added advantage this calendar brings is your website visitors do have an option to subscribe to the calendar. Anytime they see an event, for example, they can add it to their own calendar. So that's a very powerful feature. It will allow your visitors to bookmark those events. It will allow those visitors to add those events on their own personal Gmail or Google Calendar. So going back to the calendar page to make any entry, for example, I'm going to add an event for November 15th. So all you simply do is click on that, click on the time. So I'm going to say this is from 8 o'clock, and then you can say example event, Friday, November 15th. By default, it will just pick a 1 hour time slot. You can change. So this is the from and the to. If you click on the to, you can see here, 3 hours. You can go as far as the end of the day or the next day. You simply pick the end time. If this is a recurring event, just like you send a service, you can say it repeats every weekly or Friday, daily, monthly, or you can customize the rules and you can just hit save. So in this case, hit save. It shows up on the Google Calendar. Going back to the website, if I were to refresh this page, November 15th, you can see over here, events, example event has showed up. You can see here the calendar looks really nice and compact. So this is going back to your website now. That calendar displays over here. As you make changes over here, suppose I make another entry. I say November 14th, example 2, uh, and say it's 10 to 11. I'll leave it as is. Suppose I want to change the color to say green, just to gain people's attention. Hit save, and I go back to this page, and I hit refresh, and you can see over here. Let me hit refresh again. You can see over here. Here is example 2. Going back to the home page, those events after an hour, it's the website is going to pull those events, those new events, and they will show up over here as upcoming events. So you got nothing to do on the home page for this. It will automatically pull from this calendar within the next hour or two. I believe it's 1 hour, but it should automatically pull all the events over here without any manual intervention. So there you have it. Once you've made all the changes and you want to log out from the administrative side of the website, simply go to your name on the top right, click on log out. And there you go. You are now logged up. Going back to the website from the bottom link, and there you go. You're back to your website. Check out the calendar, your homepage. Everything is ready for editing. If you have any further questions, don't hesitate. Reach out to Full Web Solutions and find us online at www.fullwebsolutions.com.